So this video is on taking notes. As I'm sure you've seen, I require people to take notes, specifically on the lectures. This is important because by taking notes while you are watching a lecture, allows you to pay more attention to the lecture, also causes you to process the information immediately as you're writing down what you feel is most important. And then, of course, the final notes product is extremely useful as a study aid, assuming, of course, that you took good quality notes. So, for my assignments, basically your notes will look something like this. You'll start off with a list of topics or perhaps a list of questions. They should, for the most part, flow with the lecture, although sometimes things might be a little out of order or whatever, but you need to be aware that each one of these topics you will have to include something anatomy related. So, for instance, in this case, after ribosomes, you'll need to write something anatomy related. After rough endoplasmic reticulum, you'll need to write something anatomy related, and so on. You don't have to write more than just a couple of words, but that is not ideal. So, also, you need to write something more than I don't know, couldn't find it, question mark, question mark, question mark. Again, it needs to be a few words that are anatomy related, even if they're unrelated to the topic. Because how I grade is based on completion. So each topic for which you wrote nothing anatomy related, that you left blank or wrote something like, I don't know, question mark, couldn't find it, I don't understand, those things will be counted as incorrect and you'll lose a point. Everything that you did write something anatomy related after will be considered correct. And the way I grade is, as you see here, I take off the point for each blank. So these assignments are usually worth something like 10 points. So if you have 10 blanks or 10 unanatomy related writings, then you lose 10 points and you get a 0, even if there are more than 10 topics. So you don't get partial credit, you lose a point for each blank. So do not leave any blanks. I cannot stress this any more strongly. Do not leave any blanks. People leaving blanks are throwing away points that they will regret later in the semester. So always write something anatomy related after each topic, even if it has nothing to do with the topic. I don't care. I just am so happy to see people actually completing the assignment. It's not like this is a college level course, right? All right, so no blanks. Also, you'll want to turn these things in on time because late assignments have a 50% penalty applied, so that however many points you earn for the assignment gets reduced by 50%. Not that you get a minimum of 50% of 10 points, but you get a 50% of the points you actually earned in the assignment. The overall format you choose to take these notes is up to you. I know that some people already know how to take notes and they have a particular method that they use when taking notes. So you can continue using that method. Just make sure it is easy for me to find the various topics. So have them highlighted or in a different color or whatever. So it's easy for me to find them and say, yes, indeed, you did write something about that topic. All right, so that is how the assignment works. Here is some examples of minimal notes that got full credit, although these notes were completely useless for the student. Give me 1 second. So here, this person here, they wrote some stuff after each topic. It was anatomy related, so they earned the full amount of points. However, these notes are so minimal that they are useless. The student did not learn anything by taking these notes. They probably did not learn anything from the lecture itself, and they cannot use these notes to study by. So even though they earned full credit, it will not help them succeed in the course. So That's unfortunate. Let's see, another example. Okay, looks like maybe those were the only minimal one I gave. I'm going to show you, but that is fine. As you see, just wrote a little bit after the topics, got full credit, but did not learn anything from the process. So don't do that. It's sad when people do that, but so don't do that. Oh, wait. Computers, right? This one is also pretty minimal. Again, just wrote some stuff after each topic. Again, probably didn't learn anything during the lecture, but did get full credit. Yay! But if you don't learn anything when you do these assignments, you're just stabbing yourself in the back. All right, now let's look at some good notes. Let's see. Here is some excellent notes this student wrote. As you can see, I can clearly find the topics. In this case, in question format, they wrote a good amount of information for each topic. They include some things capitalized, so it's easy for them to read. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to follow. I definitely feel that these notes allowed the student to learn some of the information while following the lectures, and also can be useful in studying with. So this is pretty good notes. Here is another example of good notes. In this case, you can see they wrote it all by hand, which is of course fine. You can do that. Lots of information about the various topics in a format that I find at least relatively easy to follow. So definitely they learned something while taking these notes, and they could use these notes as a study aid and a way to review the information. So they of course got full credit and definitely were effective notes. Now, ideally, after you take your notes from the lecture, you will then go back to your notes and then expand on them, make them more thorough, so that in case you missed a little bit of information or in case you wanted to include images. So here is some examples of notes that were expanded upon. Here's a good example. This person wrote the notes by hand, and then they included drawings, labeled drawings. Drawings are always an awesome thing to do in your notes because it helps you spend more time with the information and learn the information, and it should be easy to review by. But obviously, you don't have time to do these drawings while following the lecture. So this would be something you could come back to expand your notes and make them more useful, a better learning experience. Let's see. Here is excellent. Had another one I know. Computer technology, always a little frustrating. That is not what I wanted. This one. All right. Again, you can clearly see that this person expanded on the notes. In this case, they took screenshots from the lectures, because again, all my lectures are online, so you can do it using the online lectures, or if you happen to be meeting in person with me, you can go back and rewatch those online lectures and take screenshots. So again, some people just don't like drawing, so you could do screenshots. That is also acceptable. Again, you do not have to turn in the expanded notes. You can just turn in your excellent notes that you took during the lecture and then go back on your own to expand upon those notes to make them more effective for studying. Because again, the point of the note-taking assignments are for you to be able to learn while watching and listening to the lecture, and to have great study guides, things that you can review every single day, as well as reviewing before the exam, so that the information stays fresh in your brain and you're able to review it, expand upon it, learn it, because learning requires doing, and doing requires you to do it again and again and again. It is just like being an athlete and having to go to practice and doing the same thing over and over again, tossing the ball, dribbling the ball, shooting the layup, whatever it is, for whatever the sport, you end up doing the same thing over and over again. Even when you're a multi-million-dollar professional athlete, you're still doing those drills. Learning works exactly the same way. So you want to review these notes again and again and again so that you will learn it, so that when you get to the exam, you will be comfortable with the information and you will succeed. All right. That is my spiel on taking notes.